Welcome to today class. Today we are going to discuss about the Norton's theorem. The statement of the Norton's theorem is that any bilateral active network consisting of independent or dependent voltage or current sources with two terminals can be replaced by an equivalent circuit consisting of a current source in parallel with the resistance. The current source being equal to the current which would flow through or flow into a short circuit connecting the terminals, and the resistance being the internal resistance of the network, between the open circuited terminals with all sources in the network are replaced by their internal resistances. So that is the statement of the Norton's theorem. That means any bilateral active network consisting of independent and dependent voltage or current sources with two terminals can be replaced by equivalent circuit consisting of current source in parallel with the resistance. That means the current source in parallel with the resistance. Any active bilinear network can be replaced by equivalent current source. This is your current source, so that we are represented as IN. So that is nothing but a Norton's source current. This is your Norton's equivalent resistance Rn. So any network can be replaced by this Norton's equivalent circuit. Then once you are obtain this Norton's equivalent circuit, then you can find out the current through the resistance or a load resistance connected between the terminals A and B. So once you obtain this, you can connect a resistance across this terminal, so that you can refer as a load resistance. So this is your identified branch in a given network. Then if you want to determine the current in this branch I, so I is equal to the current source, that is total current divided by the source is IN, into opposite branch for this RL is RN. So Rn divided by Rn plus RL. So that is how you need to find out the current in the load resistance connected between the terminals A and B in a given bilateral active network. Now consider an example. So this is the network. It is nothing but a bilateral linear network. The identified terminals are A and B. So between the identified terminals, the resistance, load resistance, that is RL, is connected. So this linear bilateral network can be replaced by the current source in parallel with the resistance. This IN is nothing but your Norton's source current. Rn is the Norton's equivalent resistance. So this network will be replaced by this network. Then once we obtain this, this network is nothing but a Norton's equivalent circuit. This is nothing but your Norton's equivalent circuit. Once you obtain this Norton's equivalent circuit, okay, so this is the Norton's equivalent circuit with the, now you can connect the load resistance between the terminals A and B. This is the load resistance. Okay, so this is your Norton's equivalent circuit. Now you can connect a load resistance, then you can easily find out the current through this load resistance, that is assumed as I. So I is equal to the source current, that is a Norton source current IN. So opposite branch for this RL is RN divided by RN plus RL. So that is how you need to find out the current through the load resistance RL. Okay, you know the given bilinear network can be replaced by current source in parallel with the resistance. To obtain the network, so you need to find out, follow the procedure. The procedure to find out the Norton's equivalent circuits are, first one is you must first find out the source current, that is Norton source current, that is IN. To find this Norton source current, any that given network, so you have to remove the load resistance from the network. Then second step is to short circuit the load terminal. Then once you short circuit the load terminal, find the current through that short circuit, that is nothing but your IN or ISC. So that is your first step. Okay, first you need to find out IN by removing the load resistance across the terminals AB and short circuit those terminals. Then you have to find out the current through that short circuit. So that current is nothing but ISC or that is nothing but your IN. So that is how you need to find out the Norton source current. Then second step is to find RN, that is a Norton's equivalent resistance. To find out this RN, the procedure is remove the load resistance, that is RL, from the given network and replace all sources by their internal resistances. Replace all sources by their internal resistances. So suppose you have a voltage source, the voltage source can be replaced by their internal resistance. If the current source is there, then that current source will be replaced by the infinite resistance, that is because that current source is having a infinite resistance. So that will be that means replaced by a open circuit, and open circuit, and voltage source will be replaced by a short circuit if your internal resistance is not given. Then find the internal resistance of the network looking from the open circuited load terminal, that you can call as a RN, that is also you can refer as a RI and also RTH. So you already know how to find out the RTH. So RTH is nothing but your, in this case you are referred as a Norton's equivalent resistance. So in the first step you have determined the IN. Now in second step you have determined the RN, Norton's equivalent resistance. Now once you find out this IN and RN, so you can easily draw the Norton's equivalent circuit. That means current source in parallel with this resistance. So the current source in parallel with this is the identified terminals, that like AB, this is your IN, this is your RN. So this is what the Norton's equivalent circuit. Once you obtain this, so you can connect whatever the load resistance between the terminals A and B, then you can easily find out the current through that particular element. Let us consider first problem. Find the current through RL using Norton's theorem. So what is the load resistance? Load resistance is 18.75 ohm, that is connected between the terminals A and B. So is asked to find out the current through this. The current through this is I. So in order to find out this current through I using Norton's theorem, so what is your expression? This expression for the current I is equal to IN into Rn divided by Rn plus RL. So that is your expression for the current through the load resistance as per the Norton's theorem. So in order to find out this current, you must be able to find out the IN as well as the Rn. So first step is to find out the IN. For finding IN, so what is the procedure? You need to remove the load resistance, this load resistance, by short circuit. You are removing the load resistance by short circuit, and first you have to remove the load resistance and short circuit the load terminals. This is the load terminal. So then current through this short circuit is nothing but your ISC, or that is nothing but your IN. ISC is equal to IN. Now you need to find out the current through this short circuit. So with the known method you can easily find out the current through this short circuit. Here you can apply the loop method. So this is I can just mark it as this is first loop, this is second loop, and this is your third loop. So in the first loop you have only you have a current source, so therefore this mesh or a first loop, the current through that is nothing but your I1 is equal to 30 ampere. But mesh 2, you can write the KVL equation. So you assume the direction will be in this direction. So your polarities are plus minus, here plus minus plus minus. So this all three resistors, the current is flowing higher potential to lower potential. So therefore the drop in this all three resistors are with a negative sign. So that is 10 plus 5 plus 5. So all three are carries the current I2, but this 10 ohm resistor is also carries the current I1 opposite to that of the I2, and this 5 ohm carries the current I3 opposite to that of the I2. Therefore I can write the equation, KVL equation for this loop is minus 20 I2 plus 10 I1 plus 5 I3. In this you have a source, you are going from positive to negative, so that means fall in potential, so that is minus 50, so that is equal to 0. Just you to rearrange means you are, because you know the current I1, you just substitute the value of the current I1 here, then if you simplify you will get 20 I2 minus 5 I3 is equal to 250. That you can call as equation number 1. Similarly you can write the KVL equation for the loop 3 or a mesh 3. So here the polarity is plus and minus, and if you write the loop equation, so this 5 ohm resistor carries the current I3 and also I2. So I2 is opposite to that of the I3. So therefore minus 5 I3 plus 5 I2, and in this loop you have a source, you are going from negative to positive, so the rise in potential, so that is plus 50, that is equal to 0. Then if you rearrange here, so minus 5 I2 plus 5 I3 is equal to 50. So this is your equation number 2. Now you can make use of this equation number 1 and 2. You have two unknowns, okay, two equations. You can easily find out the current I2 and I3. So once you find out this I3, so I3 is nothing but your IN. So I3 is nothing but your ISC, or that is nothing but your IN. So that is how you need to find out the IN. So once you find out IN, next you can go for the determination of Rn. So IN is the Norton source current and Rn is the Norton's equivalent resistance. The procedure for to determine the Rn is same as that of the Thevenin's equivalent resistance. Okay, the second step is you have to find Rn. For finding Rn, okay, so procedure is to remove the load resistance and replace the voltage sources and current sources by their internal resistance. In this branch you have a current source, so that becomes open circuit, and you have a voltage source here, so that will be replaced by a short circuit. Now look back to the network from the open circuited terminal, then you find out the equivalent resistance, so that is nothing but your Rn or Norton's equivalent resistance. So by looking to this network, this 10 ohm and this 5 ohm are connected in series, and that series combination will be parallel with this 5 ohm resistor. So therefore these two are in series, so that is 15 into 5 divided by 15 plus 5, so that is equal to 75 by 20, so that 3.75 ohm. So once you obtain this Rn and also you determine the current IN, that is current source IN, so you can easily draw the Norton's equivalent circuit. So the Norton's equivalent circuit is current source in parallel with the equivalent resistance. The current source value is 30 ampere, what you calculated in the previous step, and now here Rn, so that is 3.75. So once you obtain this Norton's equivalent circuit, now you can connect the load resistance across the terminal. Then you can easily find out the current through this load resistor RL. So to find the current through this RL, so I is equal to IN into Rn divided by Rn plus RL. So you know the IN is 30 ampere, Rn is 3.75 divided by 3.75 plus 18 point, because RL is 18.75, so the current through that resistor is 5 ampere. So that is how you need to find out the current through the load resistor by Norton's theorem. Now let us consider another example. Find the current in 8 ohm resistor using Norton's theorem for the given circuit. So this is the given circuit. This circuit consisting of 3 voltage sources. Okay, the is asked to find out the current through this load resistance that is connected between the identified terminals A and B, terminal A and B. So this is your RL. So is asked to find out the current through this RL, that is the 8 ohm resistor. So using Norton's theorem, as per Norton's theorem, so as you know, you need to first obtain the Norton's equivalent circuit. So to obtain the Norton's equivalent circuit, you need to find out the IN, source Norton's source current IN, and Norton's equivalent resistance Rn. So first you need to find out the IN. So for finding IN, so what is the procedure? Procedure is to open the load resistance, that means remove the load resistance and short circuit those terminals, and the current through that short circuit is nothing but your ISCR, that you can refer as a IN. ISC is equal to IN. So you are removing this load resistance and you are short circuiting the terminal. You identify this current through that one is nothing but your IN. So you need to find out the current through that particular branch. So you just apply the loop loop method. So this is one loop, this is your loop 1, this is your loop 2 and loop 3. You can apply the KVL to each loop and you can obtain the loop equations. So if you apply the loop, that means a loop to obtain this loop equation, you have to apply the KVL to the loop 1 RMS1. So here you are going from negative to positive and the current is flowing from higher to the lower potential. Here also higher potential to the lower potential. So the first loop equation or mesh equation, so 2 plus 4, that is 6, minus 6 I1, because the current is flowing from higher to the lower, and this 4 ohm is also carries the I2 opposite to that of the I1, so therefore plus 4 I2. And your voltage source you are going from negative to positive, so the rise in potential, so that will be 20 plus 20. So if you divide this equation by 2, so you will get 3I1 minus 2I2 is equal to 10, you will get. So this is your equation number 1. Similarly, you can apply the KVL equation for the loop 2. So this is your polarity, plus minus, here also plus minus, this also plus and minus. In all three resistors the current I2 is flowing, but this 4 ohm carries the current I1 opposite to that of the I2. Similarly, this 2 ohm carries the current I3 opposite to that of the I2. Then if you write the KVL equation, so minus 10 I2 plus 4 I1 plus 2 I3, and in this loop having a voltage source, you are going from higher potential to the lower potential, so therefore that will be minus 8, that is equal to 0. If you divide by 2, so you will get 2 I1 minus 5 I2 plus I3, that is equal to 4. So that you can call as equation number 2. And similarly you can apply the KVL for the loop 3. So this is the polarity for loop 3, plus minus, here plus minus, you are going from negative to positive here. So this 2 and 4 will carry the current I3, so that is also IS, I can refer as IS or IN. So 6 into I3 with a negative sign, because you are going from higher potential to the lower potential, and this 2 ohm will be carries the current I2 opposite to that of the I3, so therefore plus 2 I2. And this voltage source you are going from negative to the positive terminal, so therefore that is plus 4. And if you rearrange here, minus 2 I2 plus 6 I3, that is equal to 4. And if you divide by 2, you will get minus I2 plus 3 I3, that is equal to 2, that you can call as equation number 3. So here you have a 3 equations, 3 unknowns. If you solve these 3, so I3 is equal to 1 ampere. So that I3, what you assumed, the direction is flowing, current is flowing from terminal A to B, so that is I3. So I3 is nothing but your ISC, that is nothing but your IN. So that is how you need to find out the current I3. So that is nothing but your IN. Then you can proceed to determine the RN. Now to find for finding RN, so what is the procedure? Procedure is to remove the load resistance and replace the voltage sources by the internal resistance. So in the given network you have 3 voltage sources, but all voltage sources having 0 internal resistance, so therefore that all voltage sources, okay, you are replaced by short circuits. Then looking at these terminals back, other means you can looking back to the network with the open circuited terminal, you have to find out the equivalent resistance of the network. So by looking to this network, this 2 ohm and this 4 ohm will be connected in parallel. Why it is parallel? So one end of these 2 are connected here, other 2 ends of those 2 will be connected at a common point. So therefore these 2 are in parallel, so those 2 can be replaced by one equivalent, so that is 2 into 4 divided by 2 plus 4, that value is equal to 1.333 ohm. Then these 2 parallel combination in series with this 4 ohm, this will be series with 4 ohm, so that can be replaced by single one, so that value is equal to 5.333 ohm. And then that equivalent resistance will be parallel with this 2 ohm, so we can replace by a single one, so that value is equal to 1.4545 ohm. Then that equivalent will be connected in series with the 4 ohm. So finally you have a equivalent resistance, so that will be referred as a Rn, so that value is equal to 5.4545 ohm. So that is what Norton's equivalent resistance. So in the previous you have determined the IN, so IN here is 1 ampere. Now you have got Rn, so that is your Rn is 5.4545 ohm. Now we can easily draw the Norton's equivalent circuit. So that is current source in parallel with the resistance. So this Norton circuit, once you got this Norton circuit, you can connect the load resistance across the terminals A and B, that is as given in the network, that is RL is equal to 8 ohm. Now you can find out the current through this load resistor RL. So the current through the load resistor load resistor RL is I, so that is equal to IN into Rn divided by Rn plus RL. You know IN as well as Rn. Rn value is nothing but this value or this value, like, so you can just substitute, you will get the value of the current in the load resistor RL is 0.4054 ampere. So that is how you need to find out the current through the load resistor. Now let us consider another example. Find the Norton's equivalent circuit for the given circuit. So he has given the circuit. So this is the circuit. The identified terminals are EB, but there is no load resistance at that these two terminals or across this terminal. So he is asked only the Norton's equivalent circuit, not the current through the load resistance, because he has not given any load resistance across the terminal. So first step to find out the Norton's equivalent circuit is, first you need to find out the IN. So for finding IN, so you need to, anyway the load resistance load terminals are open circuited. Now we can just short circuit the load terminal A and B, and you need to find out the current through this, so that is nothing but your IN. So once you short circuit this load terminal, you can easily find out the current through this. What is how to find out this current through this short circuit? So look into this. These two are in parallel. This 6 ohm and 7 ohm are in parallel, and that will be, this combination will be series with the this 3 ohm. So voltage source is 12 volts. So therefore current delivered by the source, this source is I. This is I is equal to 12 divided by 3 plus this parallel combination, 3 plus this parallel combination, so that gives the value 1.9259 ampere. So that is the current delivered by the source, but you are interested to find out the current through the short circuit, because you know the total current. So delivered by the source, it will be coming from the source till this point, the current is I. At this point it will be divided into two paths, one is this short circuit path, other one is 6 ohm. You required only this IN, so IN is equal to total current I. Just you have to make use of a current division rule. So total current is I, opposite branch for this is 6 ohm divided by 6 plus 7, so that is equal to 0.888 ampere. So that is your the source, Norton's source current IN. So once we find out this Norton's source current, then you can go for to determine the Norton's equivalent resistance. So the second step is to find for finding this Rn. Okay, what to do? You have to replace the voltage source by its internal resistance. The internal resistance of the voltage source is not given, so that means you are assuming 0. So this is your short circuit, and looking back the network across the terminal, load terminal, and you find out the equivalent resistance of this network. So equivalent resistance of this network is this 3 ohm parallel with this 6 ohm. These two are in parallel series with this So first you are replacing these two by single one. 3 into 6 divided by 3 plus 6, so that is 2 ohm. So that will be connected in series with the 7 ohm. So equivalent resistance is Rn is equal to 9 ohm. 2 plus 7. Okay, once you obtain this equivalent resistance Rn, so you can easily draw the Norton's equivalent circuit. So that Norton's equivalent circuit is In in parallel with the Rn. So you already determined in the step 1, that is In is equal to 0.888 amperes, and Rn is in this step is 9 ohm. So that is required Norton's equivalent circuit. Now you can consider one more example. For the circuit shown in figure, this is the figure. Determine the Norton's equivalent circuit at the terminal A and B. So these are the terminals. He is asked to find out the Norton's equivalent circuit between the terminals A and B. So we look into this network. So in order to obtain this Norton's equivalent circuit, what you required? You required a IN, the Norton's equivalent equivalent source current IN, and Norton's equivalent resistance Rn. To find In, what to do? The load terminals are open circuit, and you can short circuit these load terminals, and you have to find out the current through the short circuit. So that is nothing but your In. Okay, the first step is for finding In. So what to do? You have to short circuit the load terminal. So that is nothing but your ISC. So that is nothing but your In, like this is your In, that is a Norton's equivalent source. So to find I1, you can apply the whatever the known method. You have to find out the current in this particular short circuit. So looking to this network, it is having a one voltage source, another one is current source in parallel with the resistance. You already studied the to find out this current, so you need to convert this into voltage source. So how to convert this current source into voltage source? You know the current 2 ampere, resistance parallel with that current source is 3 ohm. So 2 into 3, that is 6 volts. So 6 volts and parallel series with the 3 ohm. So that is how you need to convert this current source into voltage source. So then it is easy to find out the current through this short circuit. With this you cannot calculate the current through the short circuit. So therefore you need to convert first current source into voltage source. Then once you convert that current source into voltage source, you can just write the loop equation. This is the first loop or a mesh. This is your second mesh. You can write the loop equation and you can get the current through the short circuit. For the mesh 1, so you have to start from this terminal. So you are going from lower potential to higher potential. This value is plus 6. Here the current is flowing from higher to lower. Here also higher to lower. So therefore 3 plus 3, so that is minus 6 I1, and but this carries the current I2 opposite to that of the I1. So therefore plus I3, that is equal to 0. So if you divide by 2, this equation, you will get and rearrange 2 I1 minus I2 divided by 3 2 I1 minus I2 is equal to 2. This is your equation number 1 corresponding to the loop 1 or a mesh 1. Similarly, you can write the mesh equation for the mesh 2 or a loop 2. So the polarity for this resistor is positive, negative. Here also positive, negative. So if you write the equation for this for mesh 2, so in this voltage source is, if you start from this, so you are going from negative to the positive terminal. So that means negative to the positive terminal means plus 6. So this 3 ohm and this 3 ohm also carries the current I2. So you are going from positive to negative. Here also positive to negative. So that is minus 6 I2. But this 3 ohm will be carries the current I1 opposite to that of the I2. So therefore that is 3 I1 plus 3 I1. that is equal to 0. If you rearrange by dividing this equation by 3, so you will get minus I1 plus 2I2, that is equal to 2. So two equations. Now by making use of these two, you can easily find out these two unknowns, but you are interested only on the I2. So I2 is nothing but your ISC, so that is nothing but your IN. So you consider these two, and you just equation 2 will be multiplied with 2, and if you add those two equations, you will get I2 is equal to 2 ampere. I2 is equal to 2 ampere. So that is nothing but your ISC, and that is nothing but your IN. So once you find out the IN as well as IN, so you can go for the determination of RN, that is a Norton's equivalent resistance. In the step 2, for finding Rn, so what to do? You have to replace the current source, because you have a current source across this 3 ohm, so that will be kept it open circuited here, current source, and here voltage source, that will be short circuited. And looking back the network across the terminal, open circuited terminal, and you find out the equivalent resistance. So this 3 ohm and this 3 ohm are connected in parallel, that is series with this 3 ohm. So therefore 3 into 3 divided by 3 plus 3, so that is the equivalent. The equivalent of these two is nothing but this plus 3, so that equivalent resistance is 4.5 ohm. So that you can refer as a Norton's equivalent resistance. Once you know the IN and as well as RN, so you can easily draw the Norton's equivalent circuit. So IN, that is a current source in parallel with the resistance, Norton's equivalent resistance. So the IN value is 2 and Rn value is 4.5. This is what the required Norton's equivalent circuit for the given circuit. Suppose you are given any load resistance between the terminals A and B, you can easily calculate the current through that particular load resistance. Now let us consider another example. Find the current in 5 ohm resistor using Norton's theorem, where the 5 ohm is connected between the identified terminals, that is A and B. This is your, it is nothing but your load resistor, so that value is equal to 5 ohm. So to find out this current through this load resistor using Norton's theorem, so first step is to find out the IN, so that is the Norton source current. So for finding IN, so what is the procedure? You need to remove the load resistance and short circuit the load terminals. So you are removing the load resistance and you short circuiting this, so that current through this short circuit is nothing but your Norton's source current IN. Okay, so by looking to this network, this short circuit is appear across this element. Okay, see there, by short circuiting the terminals A and B, there is no current flowing through the 6 ohm resistor, even though you have a source. So whatever the current delivered by this source, will not flow through this resistor. So because it will provide a least resistance path, so therefore this element will not affect the, that means it will not carry any current, because it will be, this short circuit will provide a least resistance path. So that means current flowing through the 6 ohm resistor, that means no current flowing through the 6 ohm resistor because of this short circuit. Hence this Ix, this current through this 6 ohm is Ix, so therefore Ix is equal to 0. Once Ix is 0 and this dependent source, that is current controlled voltage source, becomes 0, that means this becomes 0, then the circuit is modified to, that means this current control voltage source becomes 0 because Ix is equal to 0 with this condition. So the modified circuit is 4 ohm in series with the voltage source 20 volts and with the short circuit. So obviously you can calculate the ISC. So ISC is equal to IN. So you have only one source and the resistor, so 20 divided by 4, so that is 5 ampere. So that is how you need to find out the current through the short circuit. So that is nothing but your Norton's equivalent current source. So once you find out that, you can go for the determination of Norton's equivalent resistance. Once you find out that, you can easily draw the Norton's equivalent circuit. Later you can find out the current through this load resistor. Now second step is for finding the Rn. So what is the procedure? So you have to open the load terminal, and in the usual procedure what you are going to do, you are replacing the voltage sources as current voltage source will be replaced by the internal resistance, and current source will be replaced by the internal resistance is that is nothing but a open circuit. The voltage sources are replaced by short circuit and current sources are replaced by open circuit. But in the case of the circuit consisting of dependent and independent sources, both independent and independent sources, then Rn can be calculated finding. So you cannot find out by just replacing the voltage sources by internal resistance, because you have a dependent source. Because of that, you cannot find out the Rn directly or equivalent circuit across the terminals. So the procedure is to first you find out the VTH, and you already determined the ISC. So using this ratio, you can easily find out this Rn. So that you have to keep it in mind if you have a network having a dependent source. So this is the there is a change in the procedure, like, okay. So to find this Rn, so you need to find out the VTH. So what is VTH? VTH is nothing but your open circuit voltage. So what is the open circuit voltage in this network? The current through this 6 ohm, that is Ix, what is already given in the network, Ix into 6. So VTH is equal to Ix into 6. So because you assume this loop is loop current is I, this loop current is I, so the I is equal to Ix, so the voltage across this 6 ohm resistor is nothing but your VTH, that is nothing but VOC. Okay, so to find this, you must be able to find out the Ix, that is nothing but your I. So to find I, you have to write the KVL equation for this loop. So here you are going from, suppose if you start from this, you are going from negative to positive, so the 20, and here you are going from positive to negative, minus 4I. Here you are going from negative to positive, so that is positive 6Ix, or that is nothing but I, minus plus minus, so that is 6I. So this 6I and this plus minus 6I and plus 6I will be get cancelled. So here 4I is equal to 20, from this I is equal to 5 ampere. Now you can substitute this I in this, so 6 into 5, so that is 30 volts. So that means VTH or a VOC, VTH or VOC is equal to 30 volts you will get. So that Rn is equal to VTH divided by ISC. So ISC is already determined in the first step, so that is 5 ampere. So VTH by ISC, so 30 divided by 5, so that is Rn is equal to 6 ohm. So now once you determine this Rn, so you can easily draw the Norton's equivalent circuit. This is your Norton's equivalent circuit. So Rn is 5 ampere, Rn is 6 ohm. Then you can connect the load resistance across this Norton's equivalent circuit, that is a load resistance is 5 ohm. Now current through this load resistance I is equal to, so equation is In is 5, opposite branch resistance is, that is Rn, so that is 6 divided by 6 plus 5, so that current through the load resistance is 2.7273 ampere. That is how you need to find out the current through the load resistor. Okay, by this today I'll end this particular class. I'll continue in the next class. Okay, if any difficulty while understanding the concept or while solving the problem, you can post in the Google Classroom or a WhatsApp, so I'll be clarify those any doubts with respect to this particular topic.